Ohio State and Penn State. College game day at Penn State today. For the Ohio State Penn State game. That game comes on tonight, right? 7:30, I think. KP, what's up, buddy? TTV, Alabama fan, Mr. Livestream, Eric Johnson, Space Veggie, Go Dogs 151, Blackhawk Central, Young Coke Music. Good morning. SEC Football 2, Brody Miller, Apex Orca, Zach Bolton. Good morning. All right, get your picks in. Ohio State, Penn State. Who's it going to be? I think Ohio State gets it done. I think they're too good on offense. Score prediction for what game, Pluto? I don't really do score predictions except for the Georgia game. And what did I say? 52-17. I think Ohio State will cover the 3.5. I don't do score predictions on the games other than Georgia. Matt says Ohio State put up 40 points. They could. I mean, if their offense gets rolling, it's going to be tough to stop. Joe says Mississippi State 28, Florida 20. Yeah, what do y'all think about that one? There's a lot on the line for me on that game because I've been saying since January that Mississippi State was going to beat Florida in this game. And then right before they get ready to play, Mississippi State goes out and plays its worst game of the year, and Florida beats up on Tennessee. So I'm a little less confident in that than I was in the offseason, but I still think Mississippi State will find a way to get it done at home against Florida. Gaming with Ashton, good morning. My day has been great, sir. I got up at like 5:30 this morning. Went to Walmart. I'm going to watch me some college game day. And I'm going to find a comfortable chair and watch football till 1 o'clock this morning. Yeah, I mean, there's some interesting games today that are hard to pick. I think. I mean, the South Carolina Kentucky game is weird to me. I would have thought Kentucky would be favored in that game, especially at home. I mean, they're undefeated. South Carolina's not. They're ranked. South Carolina's not. It's a home game for Kentucky. Kentucky's beat South Carolina the last 4 years in a row. And somehow South Carolina has made it through this whole week still as a 1-point favorite, 1.5 in some places. College game day is on ESPN, sir. Alabama fan thinks Kentucky's going to win big. Yeah, I think Notre Dame will beat Stanford at home. I have a feeling this could be like last year's Notre Dame Southern Cal game, and Notre Dame could really run away with this one. Their offense looked really, really good last week after they made that quarterback change and went with Ian Book. I mean, Stanford is better than Wake Forest, which is who Notre Dame beat up on last week, but I'm buying Notre Dame this week. I see a lot of Carolina fans that seem pretty confident. I think that'll be a good game. It's kind of like the battle of South Carolina was the most delusional fan base in the SEC during the offseason. But I think Kentucky has taken that crown from them now. And I'm not taking anything away from Kentucky's football team, but you got Kentucky people thinking they're winning the SEC East because they're 4-0. Do you think Jake Fromm will have another slow start? I hope not. I'm getting sick of that. Harrison Triplet, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. He says Stanford over Oklahoma if they beat Notre Dame. Yes, probably. I would think so. I mean, Oklahoma struggled last week against Army. Uh, this would be two big wins in a row for Stanford. The Oregon win and then this win. I would think Stanford would take a pretty big jump. Mike, I'm pretty sure I sang Country Roads on a Tennessee West Virginia video that week. I mean, not the whole song, but the chorus. I agree with that. SEC dog to a certain extent. He says Benny Snell is all Kentucky has, and he's likely to wear down by the end of the season. Their quarterback, though, Terry Wilson, has played better than most people thought he would. I mean, the guy had no experience at all, so you really didn't know what to expect. I don't think he's an elite quarterback or anything like that, but I think he's played better than most people thought he would. And if he keeps getting better as the year goes along, I think that'll take some of the pressure off Benny Snell, but we'll see. It's hard to ride one running back all year long in the SEC. Just look at Auburn as exhibit A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Frank says they're going to shorten the fourth quarter of the Georgia-Tennessee game to 10 minutes like they did against Austin Peay. I don't think that would happen in an SEC game, but I do think Georgia will win big. I did pick South Carolina to beat Kentucky, Gary. That's a hard game to pick. I feel like Kentucky should be favored in that game, but they're not. It's a home game. Kentucky's beat them 4 years in a row. They're hot right now. South Carolina got destroyed by Georgia, but for some reason I have a feeling South Carolina goes on the road and gets it done. But that's a tough one to pick. Alfred says Fromm throws for 300 today. That would be amazing considering last year we beat Tennessee 41-0 and he only threw for 84 yards. So we'll see. The Tennessee game last year was one of Fromm's worst games. He completed like 40% of his passes for 84 yards in that game. So we'll see how he does today. I hope he does better. Benjamin, you're like the second person that's asked me about that in the last 24 hours about Ole Miss being ranked. I think when you're ineligible for postseason, one of the polls, either the AP or the coaches poll, I can't remember, doesn't rank you. But even besides that, I don't think Ole Miss would be ranked anyway. They got beat by 100 points by Alabama and don't really have a good win. I mean, they beat Texas Tech in a shootout week 1, but I'm not sure they deserve to be ranked right now, even if they could be. Small Nappy says, do you think Stanford will go to the playoffs if Washington loses and we win? Stanford has to win the Pac-12 with 0 losses or 1 loss if they want any chance at the playoffs. Thank you, Conway. I appreciate that. And welcome to the channel. I'm glad you found us, sir. We have a good time here. We talk a lot of trash here, and we're very opinionated around here. But we have a good time here on this channel. Can the Warrens pressure Trevor Lawrence today? It'll be interesting to see how Trevor Lawrence does now that he's the guy. I'm a believer in Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I've been a believer in Trevor Lawrence since he was in 9th grade. I mean, the guy is the real deal. Does that mean he's never going to have a bad game? Of course not. But no way I would pick Syracuse to win this game today. The thing to watch, I think, in that game is not so much Trevor Lawrence. It's Clemson's defense. Syracuse likes to throw the ball around, and we found out against Texas A&M that you can take some shots down the field against Clemson's defense if the quarterback has some time, and that's going to be the thing, because Clemson's front four is ridiculous. But if Syracuse quarterback can get some time, I think he'll make some plays downfield against the Clemson defense, but not nearly enough. I think Clemson will win that game pretty comfortable. I have no idea where Kelly Bryant will go, and to be honest, I would be surprised if he made any announcements until the season ends, because he's going to want to go somewhere where he's guaranteed to play, which means he's going to want to know what schools have quarterbacks that are graduating or entering the draft early, or maybe a quarterback gets hurt late in the year somewhere, or something like that. He's not going to go somewhere where he might not play, So I think he's going to wait a while before he decides where he's going. But I really don't have any idea, though. That's just a guess. Benjamin, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Glad it's game day. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. Saturdays during college football season. I mean, nothing comes close. Gaming with Ashton, you're my favorite YouTuber. Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I appreciate you watching. Angel Lawson, how do you like the quarterback for the Rams? Look like the best team in football right now. Their offense looks unstoppable. Todd Gurley's the best running back in the NFL, just like Uncle Lou told you 3 years ago he would be. He is. He leads the NFL in scoring. He's top 5 in rushing, or top 10 in rushing, top 5 in total yards from scrimmage. I mean, the guy's unstoppable. And Jared Goff throwing the ball downfield now. They got Brandon Cooks there. Robert Wood. I mean, they're just absolutely loaded. And then you look on their defense. Their defensive line is bordering on unfair. Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh. If you're a Georgia fan, you guys remember Ramik Wilson. He's playing linebacker for the Rams now. They had Alec Ogletree too, but they got rid of him to free up some cap space. But the Rams are really, really good on both sides of the ball. And if you look around in the NFC, I mean, Minnesota, Atlanta, maybe the Saints, the Eagles, obviously. But I think the Rams are right up there in the NFC. I think the Rams have a really good shot to go far in the playoffs this year. Good morning, Justin. Thanks for watching this morning. Texas A&M plays Kentucky next week at home. Do you think Kentucky will win? I mean, I'll make a pick on that game next week, but I said the other day, there's no way I don't think Kentucky's winning both of these games, South Carolina and Texas A&M. So if they somehow win today, then no way they win next week, I don't think. If they lose today, I mean, they could easily lose both today and next week. We'll see. Paul, I think the Buckeyes win big. Their offense is too much, I think, for Penn State. Might be close for a little while, but I don't think Penn State can keep up. Unless McSorley goes nuts. I mean, I know you guys are loaded on the defensive line, but losing Bosa is going to hurt you. I mean, don't tell me losing Bosa is not going to hurt you. It's obviously going to hurt you. I know you're loaded there. You got other guys or whatever, but you don't have another Bosa. Maybe if McSorley can go nuts, maybe Penn State can keep it close, but I took Ohio State to cover. Will D-Rob catch a pass today? You know what? I'm tired of saying every week, okay, this is the week we finally open things up. This is the week they finally let Fromm run a grown-up passing game. This is the week we finally see D-Rob catch a pass. This is the week we finally see Jake Fromm throw it over the middle 1 or 2 times, maybe even to Isaac Naught. I'm tired of saying that every single week. So until I'm proven wrong now, I'm just going to say we're going to run the ball a whole bunch of times up the middle, dominate Tennessee on the lines of scrimmage, maybe throw one deep pass in the second half. That seems to be what we like to do. In the third quarter, throw one deep pass. Then we'll take all the starters out, put Justin Fields in, and letting him hand the ball off 25 times to end the game. That's not what I want to see, but that's what I keep seeing over and over and over again. So I have to assume that's what's going to happen again. But I hope I'm wrong. Somebody made an account called "Who Has Georgia Played?" Who has Georgia played, Lou? Lou, hey, Lou, who the hell have Georgia played, Lou? Oh, there it is. Who has Georgia played? Will Pruitt refused to coach the Vols after halftime? That's the next step, ain't it? Last week, you get beat down by Florida, you got players refusing to go to the game. This week, Jeremy Pruitt's going to refuse to come out of the locker room at halftime out of embarrassment. Brian, I'm not single, sorry. 1980 was a great year, Florida man. Alfred says, why is this game making me nervous? I get nervous for every game. I mean, you would never know it by the videos I make, but trust me, if you could get inside my head or my stomach about 10 minutes before kickoff, I'm nervous every single time. I was nervous as hell about the South Carolina game, and you never would have guessed that from watching my videos about it, but I get nervous about every single game. I think that's normal. Hey, if y'all are watching, take 2 seconds right now and thumbs up this video, please. I would appreciate that. It takes hardly any effort to do that, and it really, really helps the channel when y'all do that. So take 2 seconds, back out of the video, whatever you have to do, and thumbs up the video real quick. I would appreciate it. Let me see how many there are. 200 people. 200 people watching and 15 thumbs up. Come on, guys. Help me out here. Help a brother out.
Hey, Atlanta. We've got low fares to the place.
All right, now there's 66. Thank you. Y'all are good people. What about upsets today? Any major upsets today? Probably not. Ethan says he disliked the video. Good, Ethan. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for watching, too. Yeah, that West Virginia. Now, if you're going to pick an upset today, I like that one. Who said that? Conway 24-58. I'm not... I'm not sure they'll lose, but if you're going to go out on a limb today and pick an upset, that's a good one to pick. I mean, Texas Tech has the ability to really go off on offense. And here's the thing with Texas Tech. You're thinking, well, their defense is no good. Remember that Ole Miss game from week 1? They scored like 120 points combined, those two teams. But last week, Texas Tech held Oklahoma State to 17 points. So I don't know if Oklahoma State just had a bad game or if Texas Tech has figured something out on defense. But that's a good pick for an upset. I mean, that's a long way for West Virginia to travel all the way down to, what is that, Lubbock, right? Lubbock, Texas. Against, I mean, not a great Texas Tech team, but a pretty good Texas Tech team. So I like that as an upset pick. That starter jacket is something serious, ain't it? I found that thing on eBay. I bought it so quick you wouldn't believe it. Kyler Murray not starting for being late this week. Why was he late? Was he at the batting cage? Chris Field says Tua for Heisman. He'd have to be the front runner right now. I hear a lot of Ohio State fans chirping about Dwayne Haskins. I mean, I think Dwayne Haskins is probably in the conversation, like if you want to talk about a top 5 or something right now, but any Heisman list that doesn't have Tua on the top can't be taken seriously right now. Yeah, Frank, I had it too back in the 90s, middle school, and Lord knows only what happened to it, but I found that on eBay like a month ago, and I bought it so quick I had to have it. What's with the shades? You want the real answer, or you just want me to say something like, I have to wear them just because I have to wear them? The real answer is, well, I don't know if I should tell y'all the real answer or not, because people ask that all the time. I don't know if I've ever said the real answer. I don't know. I'll think about that. Maybe I'll tell you the real answer in a little bit. I'll give you a hint, though. Lots of YouTubers wear sunglasses, and most of them wear them for the same reason. BBD, don't you wear glasses? Yeah, I wear glasses. Well, I wear contacts most of the time, but then, I don't know. If any of you guys have contacts, sometimes you just can't wear contacts. Maybe, if you have a cold, maybe, or sometimes I get a headache from my contacts, so every once in a while I'll have to take my contacts out and wear eyeglasses. So a lot of times, sometimes on the live show, if you watch the live shows that I do, there's a lot of live shows where I'm wearing my eyeglasses because I just can't put my contacts in that day, and so I can't wear the shades for the live shows without my contacts, or I won't be able to see the comments on the screen. I'm blind as a bat. I mean, I can't tell you how many fingers I'm holding up in front of my face right now without my glasses or contacts on. It's that bad. He says John Emery coming to this game. Yeah, we have a bunch of recruits. Georgia has a bunch of recruits coming to this game. John Emery's high on our list for next year. Especially, I think it's even more important now that we secure this commitment from John Emery. I mean, he's already committed, but we really need to lock this guy down. And I think that's even more important in light of Zamir White's preseason injury, tearing the ACL and his other knee. So now you're going to have a running back in Zamir White next year, who's been out of football for 2 full years, rehabbing one knee for 1 year and then the other knee the next year. As high as I am on Zamir White, I mean, the guy is not human. Watch his highlight reels on YouTube. It's unbelievable. You got to be a little bit nervous about what you're going to be able to get out of him now. So I think it's even more important that we lock down an elite back for next year, like John Emery. Well, you put Kentucky on your season is over list if they lose. If they lose a close game, I probably won't put them on the season is over list. I get this question asked a lot. The season your season is over list isn't just because you lose a game. It has to do with like, I'll give you an example. Vanderbilt's lost several games. I haven't put them on the season is over list because you have to look at what Vanderbilt's expectations were heading into the year. Vanderbilt's expectation was to make a bowl game, right? They technically can still do that. Kentucky's expectations have gotten a lot higher over the last 2 weeks. I probably won't put Kentucky on the your season is over list until I'm confident they can't win the SEC East. So they would probably have to lose 2 SEC games before I put Kentucky onto your season is over list. Now, if they come out today and get blown out by South Carolina at home, and then I can look and say, well, Georgia blew out South Carolina in Columbia, and then Carolina blew out Kentucky in Kentucky's backyard, therefore there's no way Kentucky's beating Georgia, then I might put them on the season as over list tomorrow. But I don't expect that game to be a blowout either way. I think it'll be a close game. What comes first, Tool album or a Tennessee conference win? Tool album. I thought Tennessee was going to win 2 SEC games this year. The further we get into the season, that's looking less and less likely. I think they may go winless again this year, and I believe Tool's album is coming out first quarter of next year, of 2018. So I'm going to go with Tool's new album comes out before Tennessee gets a conference win. And I can't wait either. I don't. Whenever that thing comes out, if it comes out at 8 in the morning, midnight, 3:30 a.m., whatever time it is, I will have that thing the second it comes out, and I'll probably go live on YouTube and just stream the entire album live as soon as it comes out. They can copyright me or do whatever they want to do. I don't care. Yes, Oregon can't lose any more games. So the next time Oregon loses, that's it. Their season is over. Is there really an account called UNCLELOU's Big Toe? If our defense scores before our offense again. As much as that's cool or whatever, I'm not really looking for that today. I want the offense to come out and play grown-up football today. I want to see a grown-up passing game today. We're not. I mean, I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting to see the same thing I've been seeing, but you know, we'll see. I do think Tennessee will score. Yes, I predicted they would score. What did I predict? 52-17 was my score prediction. What's my favorite conference outside of the ACC? Well, the ACC is not my favorite conference. The SEC is. Outside of that, I don't really have a favorite. Blackhawks, they're calling for the upset. Kentucky beats Carolina. Yeah, that is so weird to me that Carolina is favored in that game. I can't figure that out. But people who are a lot smarter than me set those lines. So, I mean, I don't know. But I don't know about that one, though. Law Tide, what's up, buddy? He says Georgia 54, Vols 10. I would take that. Georgia makes it to the playoffs. Who do you want them to play? I wouldn't matter. I wouldn't care. I agree with you, Will Mack. 111%, sir. You have all those 5-star receivers and 5-star tight ends. Can we please start using them? I mean, I don't understand what we're waiting on.
Number 3, he can run, he can throw. Junior college transfer, won a national championship. I think the Who's win a club one. It's cool offense. I like the little high school.
Heath, just because Vegas gets something wrong doesn't mean everything they say can't be taken into consideration. That's ridiculous. They had Kentucky at 5 wins. They had LSU at 7 wins. Okay, so they were wrong about those two. That doesn't mean that they're clueless.
Good morning, Maurice. It is a beautiful day in Happy Valley. And coming up on College Game Day, guess what? We get to know one of the coolest cats in college.
No, my score prediction is 52-17. I don't know what you mean that my score prediction is the line and the over-under, but my score prediction is 52-17. The line is 31 or 32, depending on where you look. I can't remember what the over-under is.
The dream was always to go to school here, you know, and play, but not like to go win a Heisman or go win a championship. The goal is to be at Ohio State. I felt like
Tennessee 45. Listen. Tennessee won't score 45 points combined in their next 3 games against Georgia, Alabama, and Auburn. Come on.
it's worth, you know how we're a college football family. We like to drink Dr. Pepper and watch games.
Yeah.
We found
Who you got, Stanford or Notre Dame? Law Tide, I think Notre Dame wins big. You remember the Notre Dame Southern Cal game from last year that was all hyped up? Southern Cal rolled into South Bend and got absolutely beat down. I have a feeling that might be coming for Stanford this year. I'm no Notre Dame fan, you know that, but I think Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's going to go off on Stanford tonight. I haven't been impressed with Stanford this year at all. Bryce Love's been stuck in neutral all year. I think Notre Dame wins big.
Coaxed out only under ideal circumstances.
G White is the dumbest person in the LouTube comment section, and that's saying a lot. This guy's totally out of his mind. You should see some of the comments he was leaving yesterday. He couldn't help him. He was like Tourette's with his comments yesterday. Couldn't help himself. The guy's an idiot. Now he thinks Tennessee's scoring 30 points. This guy has lost his mind. Yeah, he's the dumbest person in the comment section by far. The only person I've ever seen anywhere as close to as stupid as G White in my comment section in the 5 years I've been doing LouTube, the only person that comes anywhere close to G White is Gamecock Steve. Bye, Boonk Gang.
We're in a small room. Welcome. A bigger room. How many of you use car insurance? Well,
Gamecock Steve disappeared after we beat the hell out of South Carolina. Then he changed his account name to Clemson Steve, and I don't put up with that around here. If you're gonna run your mouth about a team, then that's your team, period. And you need to ride with them, win or lose. I don't play this game where you ride with a team, then they lose, and then you change your account name to another team. I don't play that around here. So I blocked him because that's ridiculous. Pick a team and ride with it, win or lose.
What average work bats look like? What Duluth Flex fire hose work bats look like? Duluth Flex fire hose work.
He says, I want to hear you and Bobby Durkins commentate a football game. That would be funny. But speaking of that, though, I don't know how many of you guys are on Facebook, or do any of y'all know who Skinny Go Live is? You ever seen any of his videos on Facebook? He's a Georgia fan. Skinny Go Live. Black guy. And don't get mad that I described him that way. I'm just saying that as a way to help y'all understand who I'm talking about. Somebody's going to get mad anyway, but anyway. Skinny Go Live sent me a message yesterday. He wants to do a video together, so we're going to try to work something out. Yeah, I watch Bobby Durkins. Somebody reset the satellite in the house. Messing with me out here. Oh well. Who's in the playoffs this year with the Dolphins? I have no idea. It's way too early to try to talk about playoffs right now. Do you watch Oni Kuno? He's an Oklahoma Sooners fan. I used to watch Oni Kuno, but he blocked me from commenting on his channel, so I don't watch it anymore. Same thing with Lance from Jasper. Somebody blocks me from commenting, I don't watch them. Ethan's putting his hat in the ring for dumbest comment of the day. Florida will trounce Georgia. I don't know what kind of football you've been watching for the last 2 seasons that makes you think that, but God bless you, sir.
KJ's really grown up the last couple of years. He's a guy marching up and down
Yeah, Lance owns me. Yeah, watch any of the videos we've done where he's called in or whatever. Catfish is doing a lot better, and let me mention that too. That GoFundMe is up to almost $1,000, and by the time I put in, you remember I did the live stream last week or whatever, where I said all the donations that come in during this live stream, I'll add it to Catfish's GoFundMe account. $113 worth of donations came in that night for Catfish. Well, YouTube keeps 50% of them. So by the time uh, I've already donated, I think $25 the day we started the thing, but then I said I would give all those donations. By the time I give the 50 or 60 from that live stream, he'll be up over $1,000. So you guys came through like a champ, and you have no idea how much he appreciates that. We talk almost every day, and it really meant a lot to him. Not even just the money, but all the messages and comments and well wishes and everything that he got over on his channel and his email and all that. It really meant a lot to him. And I actually transferred the GoFundMe account this morning from my name into his name. So he has complete control and access over the GoFundMe account now. So he can decide when he wants to end the campaign or withdraw the money or whatever. But if you guys want to donate and haven't yet, you still can. I think the link is in the description of this video. No, I'm not on Twitch. Mm-mm. I do all my live streams here. Lou Jr. Look how Lou Jr. come out here and tell you good morning. Watch this now. Watch this now. Look at this now. What you telling him, dude?
Huh?
What you telling him today?
Good morning.
Tell him good morning.
Go Dogs.
How about what's going to be the Georgia and Tennessee? Give us a score.
24-7.
24. You think Georgia's only going to score 24? What, we going to take it easy on them?
24-7.
He says 24-7 Dogs. Shoot. There's Tennessee fans who don't even think it'll be that close. What you going to do today? You don't know? You bored already today? That's it?
No.
You leaving us now? Those aren't cold, dude. Well, the Cokes in there are cold. You see the two Cokes in the door? Oh, the Fanta's cold too, yeah.
Good morning.
Why you got two of them, though? Oh, you see how he come out here? He act like he come out here to talk to us, but he really just came out here to get two Fantas. One for him and one for his little girlfriend he's got in there.
No. She's twice my age.
I'm just kidding. It's his sister's friend from down the street. I think Georgia Tech will beat Bowling Green, but I took Bowling Green in the points. 28.5 points seems like way too much to give a terrible Georgia Tech team, so I took Bowling Green into points there. But I do think Georgia Tech will win the game, though. And I need Georgia Tech to string some wins together. The natives are getting restless up there. A lot of talk about firing Paul Johnson. I don't like to hear that. I want Georgia Tech to keep Paul Johnson forever and a day, so I need Tech to string some wins together here. Ronan says, I'm drinking the Kirby Kool-Aid. Well, in his second year, he won the SEC, won a playoff game, and lost the national title in overtime. So, yeah, and the Kool-Aid is tasting good, sir. Keep drinking that Mullinade, though. Lost to Kentucky for the first time in 31 years. Now you're about to get beat by Mullen's old team. I mean, so keep swigging, buddy. Almost as good as McElwain never won the SEC. Much less made the playoffs or won a playoff game. I think Georgia could score 50 today. I agree Kirby's not the running up the score type, but I think Georgia could get to 50 points today. All right, Uncle Luke, take it easy, buddy. Enjoy the games today. Will Gary Danielson be forced to say something good about UGA? I think he will, yeah. Lou Jr. loves Bojangles. How did you know that? That's his favorite place to eat. Not for breakfast, but the chicken finger meal they have there, he would eat that every day of the week if I would let him. No, Lane White. We're not. No. Support Paul Johnson, sir. Not fire Paul Johnson. We need this guy to keep his job.
We're going to check in with Chef Scott Shy from the corner room at Home Depot Gameday Tailgate. He knows his grilling stuff when it comes to Gameday tailgating as he prepares all that food. He's got veggies on there for dinner. Man, I had lunch there Thursday. Really.
I've never noticed that Danielson hates UGA, to be honest. I mean, the reality is fans of every single team in America thinks that the media and the announcers hate their team. Every single fan base thinks that. And the reason is they latch on to any negative thing somebody says about their team and somehow forget about all the good things anybody ever says about their team. So I don't buy into that.
What's the heartbreak like when you see that? We don't wish injury upon anybody, but it's like I have to go play in the biggest rivalry in all college football, and I don't even have my right helmet on.
Natty Back Steve's riding high after that big win over Tennessee last week. I haven't seen him this week, but which that tells me one thing. He's most likely on a bender. Gooseman says Clemson might lose today. I don't see that happening at home against a team that beat them last year. I mean, Syracuse is not going to sneak up on them this year. This is a revenge game for Clemson. I don't see Clemson losing this one at home. It would be funny if they lost to a fruit 2 years in a row. Can you imagine that? But I don't see it happening. No, Natty Back Steve doesn't travel, sir. He can't leave the state. Legend, what's up, buddy? Good morning. Florida plays at Mississippi State today. For whoever asked that, I missed the name, but Florida plays at Mississippi State. Good luck with your soccer game, sports highlights. Lou Jr.'s team is undefeated this year. Their last game got rained out at halftime. It was tied 1-1 at halftime, and they canceled it because of the rain. But they're still undefeated. Lou Jr. had a hat trick last week too. In the Tuesday game, he had 3 goals. They won 5-2, I think it was. Ryan really wants to know who Georgia has played. No one, and we're not gonna play anybody until the first weekend in December. Bunch of nobodies. Oh, Ultimate Troll just woke up. Last time Tennessee went to Athens, Georgia lost. Although that's true, the last 7 times that Auburn went to Athens, Auburn lost, sir. And let's not forget you're an Auburn fan, not a Tennessee fan. So quit the nut swinging. We're not losing to LSU and Auburn. It's just a poor attempt to troll.
The more praise that you buy your team, the more excited you get.
This guy, I mean, you don't know anything about. You're football ignorant, sir. Nothing you say really has any value or weight. You're completely football ignorant. You tried to tell me yesterday that prior to 2010, Tennessee had a bunch of 10-win seasons. That's ridiculous, sir. You did not have a bunch of 10-win seasons prior to 2010. You've sucked since 1999.
This is the face of a man watching college football on an 82-inch Samsung QLED TV. A man who didn't have a mustache when he first sat down. Captivating color, gripping 4K, the 82-inch Samsung QLED TV.
Ken said UJ will lose to LSU. There's a better chance of that happening than to losing at Auburn at home. UGA is better than both those teams, but we'll see what happens when we get there.
No fees on loans to consolidate your credit card debt. See, no fees just feels good. Booyah! If you've got the drive, you can do a lot. No fees on personal loans. Booyah.
On the corner, get there. 50 yards. Oh my God, he's got one guy. You're not gonna get him. That's a touchdown. That is a touchdown. Yes. Look at that. Oh my God, he juked every single guy in the field.
Yeah, those morons bring Fulmer back like he's the answer. Meanwhile, they ran his fat ass off in 2007. They hated him. Now they bring him back like he's the answer.
When he was on a shirt that he wore untucked.
I think it's possible Tennessee could cover the point spread, Biscuit. I don't think they will, but I mean, 32 points is a lot of points for an SEC game.
He fit all men at the perfect length. More than 50 size options. For everyone yet to experience the all shapes and sizes fit of Untuck It, we say, untuck yourself.
Brian Harrison is still drunk from last night. Tennessee will beat Georgia and win the rest of its games. Jesus Christ, son. No, Hugh Freeze, no. I mean, there's a show cause order placed on him for like 6 years or something like that. I don't think he'll be back in the SEC.
Can't wait till LC puts on the headgear. Oh, man. There's so many signs out there. Maybe we need to go out there and, work through some of those.
I mean, I could see him getting another job somewhere eventually down the road, but I don't think it'll be in the SEC, not right away.
It changed forever. That was about 15 years ago. They had a little surprise for them out here a little bit later.
Yeah, Jack, Texas A&M is going to whip Arkansas. I don't even think that'll be close.
More to come on College Game Day. 10 years ago this week.
Trace McSorley will be encased in carbonite tonight, like Han Solo.
Why they still echo
That's
today.
funny.
And what we'll see on the field, just a little sample. Trace McSorley has to win. He just has to win no matter what. Gene Wojciechowski tells you the story. And Keegan-Michael Key is our celebrity guest kicker. He's with us. Corso was crowd surfed here. Maybe we'll get him out doing
Do you hope Kentucky loses before UGA plays them? I don't care one way or the other. I mean, I don't hate Kentucky like I do some other teams, so it's not like I ever root for them to lose or anything. So it really doesn't matter to me whether they lose any games or not. I mean, they're losing that one either way to Georgia, so it doesn't matter to me whether they lose before that or not. I think they will lose before that, maybe even twice, but it doesn't matter to me one way or the other if they do or not.
Now, here's why this is important. A guy named Kurt Bowman caught 2 passes all year, 2 touchdown passes, the winner against Nebraska. They called him Old Stonehands. How about Old Stonehands? You know who Stonehands is now for Penn State? He is the father of Golden Arm at Texas Tech. Kurt Bowman's son, Allen, spinning the magic bean for the Red Raiders.
G Young says I took it easy with the trash talk video this week. What's up with that? I don't know. I mean, at this point, trash talking Tennessee or its fans is like stealing a wedding ring off of a dead guy. I mean, it's just, it's too easy. Upset alert. Somebody mentioned this one earlier, and I'm going to go with that one too. West Virginia on the road at Texas Tech.
How about Texas and Kansas State, Manhattan? Texas, man, these last couple weeks, this has been fun to watch. A new energy about them, a new confidence there with their home field. They got to go on the road to take on Kansas State. Sam Ellinger's bringing that spark, that playing with that edge, running and throwing and leading this team. This is not your typical Kansas State team, in my opinion, that always involves
The General doesn't get up till about 2 in the afternoon.
that same kind of Kansas State threat. Usually when they play at home, they're a threat, not this year.
Despite their dominance of Texas at home over the years.
I think it's 1-7. Feels different with Texas. You know?
I got West Virginia, Texas Tech. You didn't mention that game. First team to 50 wins. First team to 50.
Are you trolling UJ alumni 2004? I mean, it's not going to make a difference, but I'm just wondering if that's true or not. I haven't heard that, but I've been on here for an hour, so I wouldn't have heard it yet.
I think Texas got it. Just to follow up on them.
I'm not that big on Elijah Holyfield, so it's not going to upset me if it's true. So if you're trolling in an attempt to upset me about something, that's not going to work.
Now all of a sudden you got Oklahoma next week. Everybody's looking ahead to OU. This is where, in my opinion, you can learn more about the maturity and how far Texas has come this week. Two big emotional wins, Kansas State and then Oklahoma. Ultimate sandwich game.
I'm going to look it up, though.
Texas shows today.
Remember, Oklahoma is
Unfortunately, you can't believe anything you see, or hear, or read in the UNCLELOU comment section.
the Oklahoma game.
Next week.
Yeah,
I agree.
We'll find out next week.
That game and West Virginia, those are two games to keep my eye on.
Yeah.
Texas. Bear, you got Texas stumble. You're in any day. I agree with Kirk. I don't think this Kansas State team looks the same as some others.
No, I just have a hard time. Look at what Kansas State has done against the two big game teams they played. West Virginia and Mississippi State. I think they managed, 17 points in the two games. That's an interesting game. Like
Yeah.
Lubbock today.
Y'all are trolling.
Virginia on the flip side, offensively,
I would be able to.
facing a team with firepower.
I know where to look to find out stuff like that, and that's y'all are definitely trolling.
I think it's 73 or 74. I'll tell you what, last year was a high-scoring game, but the previous three weren't necessarily.
Oh, it's my grandma's garage, not my mom's basement, Ronan. But thanks for asking. It is coming along great. I mean, I've got it made out here. I mean, this is better than most of y'all's trailers. I mean, I got 2 TVs, I got fans, I got heaters, I got a refrigerator, I have a flat top electric stove, 2 recliners, 1 leather, 1 plush. So depending on if it's hot or cold, that's the one I can sleep in. I mean, it's unbelievable out here.
I think what you said about the defense is showing some. They typically just have to outscore people. This year.
Tino says thoughts on Ohio State. I think they'll win today and cover the 3.5. I have a feeling that game might not even be that close.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they really are. I think this will be a disappointing game.
I'll tell you what, there is some handsome play coming from a former Texas Tech quarterback. Patrick Mahomes has been terrific in Kansas City. He's got that ridiculous arm. You're able to see
Eric Klein, will we see the white running back in this game? It's a very good possibility.
the Chiefs against
I mean, we saw him against South Carolina in the 4th quarter, and South Carolina's better than Tennessee, so it's a good chance.
Jason Witten, the guys, Booger will be there, coverage begins at 6 o'clock with Monday Night Countdown. It's Chiefs and the Broncos. Now, Oklahoma, we mentioned, had Texas next week. They've got Baylor coming up in Norman today. They're coming off that escape against Army last week, and Matt Rule has the Bears off to a 3-1 start, victory over Kansas in the Big 12. It's on ABC.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. A rare compliment from Dennis Wilson. Thank you, sir. That's pretty bad when you have to put "I'm not trolling" after whatever compliment you make, because 99.9% of the time you are trolling.
You don't play a triple option team every week, so I'm pretty happy to get back to what we're used to.
We're learning. We're kind of about like we thought we would at this point.
I hope Kelly Bryant comes to the ACC, because whatever team gets him will never win a playoff game. So what are some possibilities? Where could he go? Auburn? Doesn't Auburn have that guy, Bo Nix, that they swear to God is the next Cam Newton, though? So why would they want Kelly Bryant? I don't know.
Big 12 play. You see the difference in Army in the first 3 games on defense. Maybe they're
I'm not trolling when I say Georgia's going to beat your team, sir. Georgia is going to beat your team, period. It's going to be, I mean, this game is already over today.
I'm not worried about Oklahoma. I'm not worried about Oklahoma either. But I'm glad that happened.
Will Georgia start passing down the field today with Tennessee? I mean, I hope so, but I'm tired of being disappointed, so I'm planning on Georgia coming out, running the ball a bunch of times, throwing a bunch of 4-yard curls, slant routes, hitch routes, and bubble screens, getting up to a big halftime lead. Then in the third quarter, they'll let Jake Fromm start the third quarter, run, one deep pass, 60-yard touchdown, yank Jake Fromm, put Fields in the fourth quarter, let him hand off to Harry and then the white guy 45 times. Until I'm proved wrong, I'm done expecting Georgia to finally come out and have a grown-up passing game. I'm done expecting that and then being disappointed. So I'm just expecting to see the same thing today I've been seeing. I hope I'm wrong, though. Tina O says, I think you missed my question. Let me give y'all some advice in the comment section. Never type, I think I missed your question, or why aren't you answering me, or anything like that, okay? There's 250 people watching. The comments scroll by really quick. I read as many of the comments as I can. You're wasting an opportunity to ask the question and to have me see it when you type, why aren't you answering my question, or whatever. If I didn't answer your question, just retype the question. You're just wasting your time by typing that kind of stuff, because now I've read that, but it's not the question. Did you see Hasselwood on ESPN? Not yesterday, but I've seen him before. I'm not convinced we're getting Hasselwood, though. I don't know why he would want to come to Georgia at this point. It would make no sense to me why any elite wide receiver would want to come to Georgia right now. I hope we get him just to keep him from some other team, but it's not like I'm expecting to get him and then him have 800 yards receiving here. We just don't do that. He might run a couple of jet sweeps here. That's it. Yeah, I think FSU beats Louisville. I know it's on the road, but I think FSU will cover the spread, too. The spread was 6.5. I like Florida State in that game. Who will win, Duke or Virginia Tech? I refuse to believe Virginia Tech is as bad as we saw last week, but Duke's been a pretty good team. With that being said, I think last week was a fluke. I'm taking Virginia Tech in that game. How many points is Alabama winning by today? As many as they want to. The only reason I'm even watching the Alabama game today is to see if Jalen Hurts plays at all. I'm just curious if they're going to let him redshirt or if they're going to make him keep playing. Texas, I'm not familiar with that name, Darian Brown. That doesn't mean anything, though. I'm not really a recruiting guru. There are a lot of people that follow it like it's a religion. I'm not one of those people. I mean, I pay attention to the bigger name guys that Georgia's getting or might get, and then, at the end of the year when you have signing day in December and then again in February, I pay close attention to it then, but I'm not as good at following recruiting year-round as a lot of other people are. Oh, Mrs. Lou, good morning. I wonder if she typed that comment just to remind me that it's 10 a.m. Mrs. Lou in the comments section, you guys. Be nice to her. Yeah, I was supposed to end this show at 10. I bet you that's why she commented, just to remind me that it's time for me to end the show. Oh, Mrs. Lou tells y'all good morning there. Good morning. I think Cleveland will be out for a while. Kirk Herbstreit, what are you doing? Get back to work, sir. Miss Lou wants a Cajun filet biscuit and bow rounds. No, Miss Lou would want the biscuits and gravy. That's her favorite.
Okay. Okay. Knows better, but listen. Hey, you have to stay on your feet.
Stay on your feet, ready?
New mascot.
Yes. And
Probably needs a skateboard anyways. Looks a little midsection.
yeah. I have one.
No, thank you, Kirk. I appreciate that.
Ever make your way off the set and come out here and join the fans? I mean,
Join the people.
Miss Lou don't care nothing about Tennessee. Miss Lou went to Florida State. We do have a flea market here on the south side of town, but I couldn't even tell you the last time I went out there. It's been years and years and years ago. Squid Tar, good morning, sir. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that, part 3. Mrs. Lou will like, she supports my addiction to football, but she's not really into the football thing. So like, she went to Florida State for her undergrad, and then she went to South Carolina for her master's degree, but she doesn't really care about either one of those football teams. I mean, she'll ask me about Florida State every once in a while. But she's just not really into football, which is good, because if she was like a diehard Florida State fan, it would, give us a reason to argue.
Howdy, folks. Is now a good time to talk about KFC's new hot honey chicken? We take my extra crispy chicken and glaze it in my golden hot honey sauce.
Yeah, Bobby Bowden was the coach when Miss Lou was there.
Try KFC's new hot honey tenders basket.
On a forbidden Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
I think they won a national title when she was there. I can't remember. She was there from 96 to 99. Didn't they win a national title somewhere in there?
Two different defensive philosophies. Her face for a 3 cover 2, and I'm an averse of 3 forward press coverage. I get it. But you both love Dr. Pepper.
Oh, thank you, Alfred. Yeah, 99. Thanks, Martin. Yeah, I knew they won one in there. I couldn't remember which year. I knew it wasn't 98 because that was the last time Tennessee had a good year, but I couldn't remember if it was the year before that or the year after.
And only Verizon gives you 6 months of free Apple Music.
Yeah, but I'm lucky though, Goodfellow. I mean, she lets me, like on Saturdays, I mean, I literally watch football from 9 o'clock in the morning with Gameday till midnight or 1 o'clock when the West Coast games ends. And the majority of the Saturdays during college football season, that's what I do. And so I'm lucky that not that she allows me to do it or whatever, like I would need permission, but I mean, we have 2 kids, and there's other responsibilities in running a household besides sitting in a chair watching football all day long. But she lets me do it, so I can't complain. I mean, I don't really have any other hobbies. Like, I don't play golf on the weekends. I'm not in a bowling league. I'm not, I don't play cards, whatever. Football is my only hobby, really. So, I guess that kind of makes up for it. Nah, somebody said looks like I smoke green. I've smoked weed, I think, twice in my entire life, and never in the last 20 years. I don't make a living betting on football games. No, that's a dangerous way to try to make a living. I mean, even the best sports handicappers on the planet, people that actually do make a living betting games, only win about 60 to 65% of the time. So that's not a good plan on making money. I mean, can you bet $100 on a game one weekend and win? Sure, of course you can, but trying to do it for a living, I would never do that.
Greenbacks on the transaction.
You had one job. Brought to you by Geico.
Austin, you're looking at it right now. I have like Sirius XM satellite radio, so I'll listen to some of the college football channels on there. No, I don't drink at all, Sir Kilday. I used to drink way too much, and that's why I don't drink anymore now. I'm vanilla ice cream these days. I don't do any of that stuff anymore. I see a lot of people saying that Kajfa Fountain, whatever that is, that Syracuse is going to knock off Clemson today. I just don't see it happening. I mean, they beat Clemson last year, so I don't see them sneaking up on Clemson this year, and it's at home for Clemson. I think Clemson wins that game big. Natty Back Steve, good morning, sir, and thank you for the donation. Do you think Jeremy Pruitt ever kicked the chalkboard when he was teaching kindergarten? I would hope not, but with Jeremy Pruitt, anything is possible. I mean, when that guy loses his temper, nothing and no one is safe. I mean, you're talking about a guy who went to Mark Richt's house on a Sunday morning at 9 a.m. and tried to fight him in his front yard. And say what you want about Mark Richt. No one's ever been so mad at Mark Richt they wanted to fight him before. The guy, I mean, he's Captain Jesus, for Christ's sake. Jeremy Pruitt is a serious hothead. All right, guys, I'm going to end the stream, though. I appreciate y'all watching with me this morning. Hope y'all have fun today. Enjoy your Saturday watching college football. I hope all your teams win, unless you're a Tennessee fan, and that's only because you happen to be playing my Georgia Bulldogs today. But to the rest of you, I hope your teams win today. And, of course, I'll have a video uploaded at halftime of the Georgia-Tennessee game, and then I'll always upload the post-game reaction video, and then I'll be uploading a couple of other reaction videos during the day today, too. Some games to look for in terms of games I might be making reactions to. Florida and Mississippi State. Maybe Ohio State, Penn State, maybe Stanford, Oregon, and then any upsets that happen, obviously I would have something to say about that too. So I'll have several videos uploaded for you guys today, but I appreciate y'all joining me this morning to watch College Game Day. I'm going to go inside, kick back on the recliner, watch the last 2 hours of Game Day, and then spend the next 12 hours after that watching football. Y'all take it easy and have a good morning.